You know, I don't really like fat people. I'm sure you guys have heard me say it before. Like, I'm sure some of them are cool, but as the most part, nah, it's a no-go for me. So, welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idol, and let's talk about why this woman is so incredibly wrong about how, since she is a, let's say, a plus-sized individual, well, like, plus-size individual, she thinks the airplanes need to pay for the extra seats that she takes up when flying. Frankly, I don't think we should let this woman fly. Like, I'm okay with terrorists being on a no-fly list, but let's also add these land orcas as well. Size matters. I'm a septuple XL. Yes, that is 6 X's, guys. 6 X's. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought it stopped at like triple X. Now, this lady is triple X and the sequel. Septuple XL airline passenger, and I have to book 2 seats every time, but airlines should be the ones paying. So, yeah. Kate Davis, this is look at this woman. Like, look at this right here. You're telling me the airlines need to play so this woman can get up in the air. I don't think she should be allowed on the plane. How are they cleared for takeoff when they got other passengers? There should be a weight limit, like elevators. A plus-size passenger is demanding airlines fork out the extra seat she needs on planes. Influencer, bro, what do you mean influencer Jacqueline Chaney? What are you influencing people to do? Eat more fucking McChickens? Influencer Jacqueline Chaney says she's been left in pain and with bruises after being forced to occupy only 1 seat. Oh, fucking take a Greyhound then. I don't know. Like, look at this. Here's another photo of this. Would you even want to get on an airplane next to this? I don't care if it's a Boeing Super Masterclass fancy like jet or whatever. I would not trust the aerodynamics of any plane with this behemoth that sits, whether it's 2 seats, 5 seats, I don't care. Why is she bitching about airplane ticket seats when she shouldn't be flying? Let's read what she has to say and also vomit in the process. Jalen from the US has set up a petition arguing for airlines to reimburse travelers who have to buy 2 seats because of their size. Yeah, maybe McDonald's should be paying the foot in the bill. You know, hey, yo, McDonald's, you've given me way too many quarter pounders. You need to accommodate my flight. That sounds more reasonable than, I don't know, Delta Airlines or whatever having to pay for this pudgy bitch's flight tickets. This is insane. She wrote, being forced to occupy only 1 seat can result in pain and vulnerability to poor treatment from fellow passengers, including hateful comments. Well, we already got that out of the way, didn't we? Disapproving looks, got that out of the way too, and even refusal to sit next to them. I mean, I'd still probably sit next to her because it doesn't matter where you're sitting on the plane. I'm sure every passenger could smell her. You know she ain't washed under those folds in like 6.5 weeks. Why when she gets a house, she probably needs to buy 2 extra bathtubs as well. This mistreatment of plus-size passengers is unacceptable, and it highlights the urgent need for better policies to protect the dignity and rights of all passengers regardless of size. No. What's unacceptable is the fact that America ain't more like Japan. Do you know in Japan, your company, your business that you work for gets fined if you got a certain waist size, if you're above a certain, you know, like weight ratio limit sort of thing? That's what America needs to institute. Start fining these corporations for allowing their employees, assuming this woman, say she's an influencer, she probably doesn't even have a real job, for becoming these fat, slovenly slobs. Like, there needs to be some sort of, I'm not a fan of legislation. As you boys know, I'm pretty libertarian. I think the government should be out of as much as possible. I'm very pro-freedom, but I also am very pro-business. I think the business should get to decide what they want to do, and yeah, I think businesses should be okay to, you know, no shoes, no shirt, no service, but with like cellulite. Too much cellulite, no more service. That's how this should work. You don't need special treatment because you decide to eat your life away. Oh, but it's a thyroid condition. Bitch, you're not one of the 1% of people with a thyroid condition. You just got no self-control. Unfortunately, plus-size passengers often experience discomfort and discrimination while flying. Discrimination. Look, I sympathize with you for being fat. Like, actually, no, I don't. I couldn't care less. But Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was out there talking about how he had a dream and whatnot, where, you know, people could be judged on the content of their character and not the fat of their folds. Let me tell you, I can tell by looking at your fat folds, you do not have good character, because no one with any sort of self-respect would let themselves get to this level. You're not being discriminated against. You are just upsetty spaghetti that the rest of the world looks at you for the monster that you are. The lack of uniform customer of size airline policy is unacceptable and must be addressed. She claims that she and her fiance, who the hell is her fiance? Is it the dude that was pictured up here with, like, he looks like a fatty too, but he at least looks more reasonable because he doesn't, you know, have to wear oxygen to move. So, well, yeah, you get a bit of a pass, I guess. God, who would be interested in this? How big of an influencer is she? Like, please tell me, bro, you're only with her for her money. Fiancé was subject to abuse when flying from Pasco to Denver. Jalen, who was a size 6X, because yes, apparently that is a real thing, people, wants airlines to provide additional accessible seats or reimburse customers who feel the need to book an extra spot. In a rant to her 133,000 followers on TikTok, and I bet she used to have double that, but she ate the other ones. Like, oh, fan meet and greet. Really, it's like a buffet. Followers on TikTok said she can only travel comfortably in 2 economy seats. She added, plus-size travelers need more space. No, you need to get in the gym so you can take up less space. Many people agree that the plane seats are too small, even for the average-sized person. Well, let me tell you guys, in the last 5 years or so, I've flown several times, about 12 times. That's right, your boy flew during COVID because I don't give a damn. And let me I've never had any problems with seats, even when I was a bit bigger. I mean, I've been bragging about my weight loss a bit lately. By the way, 36 pounds, your boy knows what's up. But before that, I've been bragging about my weight loss, but I was not always this small. I was a little heavier than I wanted to be. I've never had an issue with any sort of plane seats. Frankly, they're fine. People nowadays just have, like I said earlier, no sense of self-control, so you're letting your beast selves get out of hand instead of just eating the proper amount, working out like you should, and just getting on a plane like a regular damn person. Or, I don't know, if you're such a great, Instagram or TikTok influencer, you got 133,000 followers, can you not make enough money for first class where they got slightly bigger seats? I mean, I'm sure you would still take up about 3 or 4 of those first class seats, but I don't know, maybe 1 seat per X. As a plus-size traveler myself, I know how uncomfortable and unsafe it can be to squeeze into a tiny airplane seat. Yeah, you're talking about being unsafe. How about unsafe for every single other person in this tube that can miraculously fly through the sky? We're not asking for special treatment or luxury accommodations. That you are literally asking for special treatment when everybody else has to pay for 1 seat and gets 1 seat. And you are not able to do that because you have ruined yourself because of all them Big Macs. You are asking for special treatment. You want the airline companies to pay for your 2nd seat or your 5th or 6th seat, depending on the size of your ass. Yeah, that is special treatment. We simply want enough space to travel comfortably. There's no such thing as being comfortable when you weigh as much as the entire apartment complex that I live in, and safely without fear of being discriminated against because of your size. I don't want to hear about, again, being discriminated against. There are people, I wasn't around in the 60s, so I'm just guessing, but I've heard some horror stories about some, lynchings and black people that were straight up killed on account of the fact that they were black. I've never once heard someone talk about, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to go out and I'm going to hunt a fatty. I'm going to just make sure that I go into the streets and I gun down a human orca. Now, that's probably never been happening because there's no sport in it. It's a very, very easy game to track on account of they don't move all that much. But that aside, you're not being discriminated against. There are not people out there wanting to kill you or hurt you or put you in harm simply because of what you have voluntarily done to yourself. Frankly, the vast majority of us want the best for you, which is to fix yourself because you have a problem. You are broken. You are a defective human. Now, some people are going to be nicer about it than me. Frankly, I don't think that works. I'm going to shame you for being an anthropomorphized black hole, but that's just me. So far, almost 30,000 people have signed Jalen's petition. On the page she wrote, these passengers should be provided with an extra free seat, or even multiple seats. So what I was saying earlier is a joke about, 1 seat per X. She's literally asking for effectively that same thing, to accommodate their needs and ensure their comfort and safety, as well as those around them during the flight. By implementing official customers of size policies, airlines can ensure that all passengers have a positive flying experience, regardless of their size or physical needs. Guys, at this point, I would say bring the asteroid, but I'm guarantee you, if it landed on this pudgy bitch, it would just bounce back out of our atmosphere and the Earth would be saved. Maybe she's actually secretly a superhero and she's waiting for her one chance to save the world from an asteroid domination that would exterminate the rest of the planet and all of its life forms. That is the only acceptable excuse for being this 2 tons of not so fun. When you need clothespins to be able to finger yourself, you know you got a problem. If it seems like I'm coming off a bit harsh on the fatties out there, it's because the vast majority of people who are a little overweight or whatnot, there's really no problem there. I'm gonna be 100% like, if you're watching this and you're like, oh man, no, I'm fat, I'm overweight. No, yeah, you probably are, but that's fine. You are not 6XL. I can't stress enough that I didn't know that was a thing. How can you let that happen to yourself? What is wrong with you? Where is your self-respect? You want to talk about discrimination? Oh, you have enough self-respect to not want to be discriminated against? but you don't want to like walk on a treadmill for 5 minutes a day and then maybe increment it up. 6 minutes the next day, 7 the day after that, until maybe, just maybe, you pass for a 3XL. Like, I feel like that's a justifiable want. Nobody wants to see somebody looking like this. Nobody wants to look like this. The people that are okay with looking and feeling like this, I cannot wrap my head around. And I guarantee you that people with Down syndrome, having all them extra chromosomes, actually offer more to the world than these land whales. Because the people with the Down syndrome, the extra chromosome, at least they like free hugs. They're out there spreading joy and positivity. I've never seen a depressed Downs person. Do you know how many depressed fatties I've seen? All of them. But those are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below, or let me know on Twitter where you can find me at BoltTheWord. And please do subscribe. I am a nerdy news channel. Usually, I don't know, there's a lot of fat nerds out there, I guess this counts. Either way, if you enjoyed this, check out some of my previous work. You can enjoy videos from the past. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day, not always about fat people on airplanes, but also anime, movies, Magic the Gathering, you name it, it's all here in the nerdosphere. And this has been Words of Paradise.